How can having an animist or pagan perspective actually help save our planet? That's what I'm going to be discussing in my next video, so stay tuned, guys. Hey everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why an animist or a pagan perspective can actually help us save our planet. But before I get into that, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and do yourself a favor and hit that notification bell as well, because I don't want you to miss out on any future videos that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. So first off, what is animism? This is a word that maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with. If you're following my work, you'll definitely be familiar with it. But for those of you who aren't, animism is the concept that everything in the universe is all consciousness. It all has a life force to it, an energy, a spirit, however you want to look at it. It's the idea that essentially everything is all part of the same source, that we're all, for lack of a better word, we're all God, we're all Vishnu, that type of thing. Paganism is classically defined as any belief system that is outside of one of the three Abrahamic ones: Judaism, Islam, or Christianity. But really, when you think about it, it's any kind of nature-based belief system. So animism obviously falls, paganism falls within the animist definition. Now, why is this such an important perspective, and why is it so useful to have? Well, first off, when you see everything as an extension or as part of yourself, if you see nature itself as part of you and you a part of it, the type of actions that you take are going to be much more respectful. If we see that it's not just about us and what we want, and we're not operating from the perspective that Christianity did, which is saying that, oh, all the animals, everything here on the planet, that's for us to use the way we want. That's a very exploitive type of mindset, and look where the fuck it's gotten us. If we're looking at things as an extension of ourselves, as part of ourselves, then we can add empathy and compassion and understanding into all of our actions. So if we're thinking about, for example, whenever the Christian monks in early Europe, when they were first kind of trying to take over, one of the things they were really happy about whenever they achieved it was that, finally, like, these pagans, they're not worshiping they're not worshiping in nature anymore. They're not pagans anymore. They're from the book, and they come to church, and that's where they worship. So what it did is it made nature as something just unholy thing, this thing that's separate from us. And they were so happy about achieving that, because now they said, now we can use this land of resources, use all of these resources. Because before, pagans had sacred groves, sacred mountains, sacred lakes. Everything was sacred. So you didn't just go cut down the whole fucking forest because you wanted to. You didn't just go tear out all that stone because you wanted to. Things had to be done like with reverence, in a ritualistic way, with respect. So when you go into the forest and you need some wood, you don't take the whole forest. You take what you need, and then you plant more trees. You continue that cycle of life. You do things with reverence and respect. And Christians may not like to hear this at all, but this is the truth of your belief system. Like, historically, they made it illegal. Even they passed laws against going out and spending time in nature. One of the main goals of Christianity was to separate people from nature, to make them think of nature as just something below us, that, it's just there for us to exploit and use however we want. It's a very narcissistic, egoic type of approach to the world. And what happens is, whenever you do that, the land gets raped of resources. People aren't respecting things. They're cutting down and clearing out whole forest areas, which takes, ruins the soil. I mean, look at the way we farm with monoculture. It's absolutely terrible. And that's one of the reasons I'm so interested in permaculture, because it's such an amazing solution. And I'll actually be doing a video in regards to why permaculture and Vishnu can actually go hand in hand. So stay tuned for that one as well. But when we see, as we see nature as like a holy thing, we see something as a manifestation ourselves or an archetype. Like I said, we're less likely to just go use and use without need. We take what we need as part of that system, and we also contribute back versus just taking and taking and taking. Because not only will that destroy our planet, but it will ultimately destroy us as a species. That type of interaction is what is known as a parasitic interaction, where one being is just feeding off another and feeding off another, not providing any benefit, any compensation back. When you're an animist or a pagan, you develop a symbiotic relationship with nature, because nature is divine, it is holy, it is sacred. So you want it to nurture you, and you want to nurture it. So you can observe it, see how the systems work, apply solutions like permaculture, and improve our planet. And for not only for the planet and all the animals and the species and everything, the whole ecosystem goes with it, but for us as well. So when we take and take and take, eventually we're taking, what we're really doing is we're taking from ourselves, because we are part of nature. And it's a slow march to suicide when you interact with the world through a Christian or a monotheistic perspective. Paganism and animism, as things become sacred, or at least if you can at least take the lesson that nature is not something separate from you, and it should be respected and held with reverence, it should be taken care of. You don't have to be a full-on pagan or anything. At least be able to recognize that, hey, even if I'm a total atheist, logically, it makes a lot more sense for us beings that depend on this planet for survival, for our health, for our well-being, that we should also respect that and take care of it and try to make it as abundant and prosperous as possible, instead of just slowly destroying it, or very quickly destroying it, which is what we're doing now. So that's going to wrap this video up, guys. I hope you found it valuable. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this subject? You know, how have you maybe seen the difference in these different type of approaches in the way we interact with nature as human beings? I definitely want to hear from you guys. Be sure to also hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well, so you don't miss out on any videos that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. If you need to contact me about booking consultations, courses, whatever it may be, you can click the link below in the description. That goes to my website where you can purchase any of my services, and also has links to all my social media so you can follow along with all of my work. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Remember, by creating more awareness, we create more opportunity to be the best version of ourselves. I appreciate you guys' support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.